So Manchester United played Liverpool in the prestigious Bangkok Century Cup, the one trophy that every player dreams of winning as a kid, and Ten Hag's side impressively ran out 4-0 winners. Now I say the word impressively pretty loosely, as Klopp did field a backline of NPCs, and when you watch Fred and Sancho's goals you'll see what I mean. But rather than doing a typical tactical analysis of the game, I'm just going to run through a few tactical and stylistic points that I picked up from watching the game, and you'll see how Frankie de Jong fits into this discussion. But before I go any further, if you need a place where you can keep up to date with the latest transfer news, find all the match stats you need from games across the globe, and watch highlights and stream live football matches, then you need to download the OneFootball app. I use the OneFootball app because it's completely free, and not only do they have stats and transfer news, but they also have videos to watch and articles to read, which is where I get a lot of my ideas for new videos. And as I said before, you can stream live football matches and watch highlights all on the app. Downloading the OneFootball app will help support the channel as well, so I'll leave it linked in the description below. So during the game, a noticeable change in United's style of play was their willingness to transition the attack a lot quicker than we have seen in recent seasons, other than maybe when Solskjaer would set up the side against a big six opponent, as the quick transitioning counter-attacking style was kind of Solskjaer's trademark, but that was really just in big matches. I don't think you could say that it was his dedicated style of play, and was more a adaptation to the opponent that United were facing. So we can see here that the ball is won on the edge of the United box, and when Fred plays the pass into Fernandes, instantly he drives forward with the ball and plays a pass to find Martial's bending run into the channels. If Martial isn't alert and doesn't make that movement to open up the passing lane, then Fernandes would be forced to drive forward with the ball, which while still moving the attack forward, isn't going to do it as quickly as United were able to do via that through ball for Martial, showing the importance of not just what the player on the ball does, but also the movement of the players ahead of him. Fernandes also does this in a deeper position with Rashford, playing a pass and immediately looking to break ahead, offering the pass forward to complete the 1-2. And then from here Fernandes is direct, driving forward, but then he appears to get closed off with Martial's run ahead being tracked, but Fred has been given the license to make that forward run, and so provides that option, allowing Fernandes to move the ball on, and now United are in an extremely dangerous position approaching Liverpool's box. I think Fernandes was excellent throughout this game, even though I wouldn't take too much from a friendly like this. I do think the signs look good though. Ten Hag looks like he'll use that 4-2-3-1 as his default system, and Fernandes showed in this game that he can be that direct playmaker, who does not only create in the final third, but is also the man to drive the attack forward and look for those killer passes in the middle third. And another great example of United transitioning the attack a lot quicker than we're used to seeing them came during the build-up phase. United play out from De Gea to Lindelof and out to Shaw, and to be fair, Liverpool's press helps United a lot in this situation, as it's at least 2 or 3 seconds too late at each stage, but you can see United's intent, as after Shaw plays that forward pass into Martial, he immediately makes that forward run inside, allowing Martial to play the ball back in field, and from here United have beaten Liverpool's first pressing line and are now able to move into the middle third. So I think it's clear that Ten Hag has been working on United's forward movement, and instantly the side looks better with players like Shaw and Fred being the forward runners in the 4-2-3-1 that allows players like McTominay, Fernandes and Martial to play those forward passes and combine those together, and you have a team that almost intuitively knows what they're going to do with the ball, the pass they are going to play and the run they are going to make after they play the pass before they even receive the ball. And this all comes from the manager, the work on the training ground, and what you would call the brainwashing of the players to perform the tasks that suit Ten Hag's style of play without even thinking. But another part of Ten Hag's system that facilitates this quick transitioning of the attack is the width of the wide attackers, Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford in the first half of this game, who were instructed to sit high and wide, being used as outlets for players like McTominay and Fernandes to switch the ball out to when the play is congested on one side. We did see Ten Hag use wide attackers extremely effectively at Ajax, with Davy Klaasen's goal against Borussia Dortmund a great example of this from the Champions League last season, with Antony being the player to hold his width on the right side, receiving the switch of play from Tadic, and then being able to create the chance for Klaasen, who like Fred did, makes a run from a deep position. However, this time he goes into a goal scoring position and does finish off the chance. So we can see why Ten Hag has been targeting a player like Antony, as it seems like he does want to use 2 natural wingers, and currently at his disposal he has Sancho and Rashford, who will probably be the starting players in those positions, as well as Anthony Elanga, and then you'll probably have one of Alejandro Garnacho, Facundo Pellistri and Amad Diallo as the 4th choice if a winger like Antony isn't brought in before the transfer window shuts. Something else that we saw that was a major difference in the attacking phase was the overlapping of the fullbacks. A great example of this was Jadon Sancho's goal, where the ball moves out to Bruno Fernandes on the right side, and Diego Dalot must have been instructed by Ten Hag to provide that overlapping run, which takes the left back away from Fernandes, giving him the space to put the cross into the box, leading to a poor clearance by the Liverpool defender, and Sancho rifles a shot into the bottom corner. But one of the most notable features of United's game was their aggressive pressing, being a lot more willing to commit players forward to the press in order to win the ball back high up the pitch. I won't go into too much detail as I need to watch a few more games to really see if there's any specific features of the press that Ten Hag is going to use, but an example that categorises the willingness to press came in the build up to Martial's goal. You can see here that as Martial initiates a press in the middle third, United have a very vertically compact and horizontally compact defensive shape, and when it looks like the pass will go across the Liverpool back line, you can see that Marcus Rashford is quick off the mark, looking to apply the pressure instantly, but Martial wins the ball back himself, drives forward into the box and finishes past Alisson. And this vertical and horizontal compactness is going to be a massive feature of Ten Hag's style of pressing, and so this is definitely something to look out for. Here you can see United defending in a 4-2-3-1 in the middle third, and look how vertically compact the defensive shape is, a very high back line with Shaw and Fred both moving out of their positional lines to further condense the space, and this then leads to Fred being able to intercept a pass into the Liverpool central midfield, and from here United now have players in advanced positions with the idea of then attacking quickly and exploiting the space ahead. Now, as I said, I wouldn't be taking too much from this game as Liverpool really seemed to be in training ground mode and they didn't really press United as they usually would. Fred and McTominay found it relatively easy to drop and pick the ball up off the centre backs, and without the immediate pressure they were able to turn and play out quite easily. Now obviously this is not going to be the case in the Premier League, and this is where I think a player like De Jong is still needed, as if Liverpool had pressed aggressively then I think United would have struggled to build out from the back, as neither Fred nor McTominay have the press resistance I think is needed at the top level. I would like to see James Garner in this role, as I do think he could be the player that Ten Hag uses until a player like maybe De Jong is brought in. So let me know what you thought of Ten Hag's first game in the comment section below. I have got a lot of Manchester United content coming out very soon, so subscribe to the channel and check out some of my other Manchester United videos such as the one on Lisandro Martinez and Eriksen, which will be linked in the description below.